Here again with another Shameless Season 4 episode review video. Before I get into that, though, pretty important. If you are caught up to the point where I am at rewatching or watching Shameless, or you're just not entirely sure, then you definitely need to take the initiative and pay attention to the episode's title, which of course I'll mention, as well as put in the description. If that's the case, you find out that you're not caught up, it would be my recommendation that you don't watch this video any further to avoid any potential spoilers. This will be Shameless Season 4, Episode 6. The title of this episode is called Iron City. And this will be my review, reaction, recap after just finishing watching the episode. We start off with Fiona being booked, photographed, and fingerprinted. Kev asks Lip about a lawyer for Fiona, and Lip really doesn't want to hear it because they can't afford it. And he doesn't want Kev doesn't want her to get the court appointed lawyer that just comes in because they have 250 cases that they work for free. Lip tells the nurse he's the closest thing that Liam has as a responsible parent, with Fiona getting arrested and Frank and Monica. Fiona is put in a holding cell. Lip goes to see Liam. Liam doesn't look in good shape, but it sounds like he's going to be all right. Liam did have several seizures, but cocaine typically doesn't result in something fatal from what they told Lip. Transport van takes Fiona to Women's County. Kev wants to give Lip money to help out with Fiona's attorney fees. And Lip says a public defender can help her. And Kev's just like, no, man, you got to get somebody. She could do some serious time. Lip doesn't seem to care. Like, he's really mad at Fiona. And really Fiona's the responsible adult, but it was cocaine given to her by somebody else that she was doing. I saw Liam in the living room, and then all of a sudden he was in the kitchen. So there's like a couple cutscenes or something that they cut out. But anyway, Frank wakes up in the hospital as well. That the sweat lodge almost killed Frank. The doctor says Frank's a legend. It's way over his 50th visit. I think they said 56th, or I don't remember exactly the number. I didn't put it down on my notes. And the doctor tells Frank, you know you're dying, right? And Frank tells him he has at least 10 good years left in him. And the doctor said, time's up, Frank. And the doctor also says, pleasure knowing you, Frank. Good luck. Fiona has to turn in her personal possessions and strip around the corner. And then it's a very uncomfortable scene with Fiona taking her shirt off, taking her pants off. And then she has to take her bra and panties off and her socks and everything off. And then they stick, they check her insides to make sure she's not hiding anything. She has to lift her lip up or lift her lip down. And lift her tongue up. It's pretty embarrassing and pretty it's just you're broken at that point. It's never happened to me before, but she has to do that and then put on her uniform. And then V's actually blaming herself about what happened to Liam. She was there. They were all there. And Kev's like, it's not your fault. It's not Fiona's fault either. We were all here. It wasn't our responsibility. But, with V having, babies on the way, she feels sorry and she feels like her motherly instinct should take over. But she's not a mom yet. And then Kev tells V it wasn't her fault and it wasn't her responsibility. I guess I just kind of repeated myself. I went off on a tangent about stuff that I didn't actually write in my words, and then there are the words. Anyway, Sheila's happy that Roger, his family, is in Karen's room and they're all there. It feels like, Sheila's wanted and has something to do. And then Lip gets a collect call from Fiona. And after thinking about it for what seemed like an eternity, Lip finally accepts the call and tells Fiona that Liam's alive. He's in a bed, tied up, so he won't hurt himself. Wow, he's really making Fiona feel bad. And then Lip has to go and disconnects as Fiona was she was breaking down, trying to say, tell Liam I'm sorry and that I love him. And then a social services lady questions Lip. Liam may be placed under foster care. They need to talk to Frank, but they don't know where Frank is. The person that's going to represent Fiona arrives. Fiona's court hearing Fiona pleads not guilty, and because Liam is in the hospital and because of the cocaine around a minor and my nose all of a sudden itches like crazy, bail's set at $100,000. That seems awfully high. Lip really doesn't care about Fiona at this point, and it really pisses Debs off. Sammy talks to a lady about getting Frank into hospice care. Frank gets really ticked off and says no, he doesn't want to be in there. He doesn't want to be put into hospice care. He just wants to go home. Debbie goes to Maddie's place to break down, tells him Liam almost died, Fiona's in jail, and, gets in his, he hugs her. Fiona's attorney tells Fiona Liam's doing better, and then Fiona, they're trying to cut her a better deal, but Fiona, she won't provide the court with who gave her the cocaine. She's not going to do that. She's a Gallagher. Roger and all of his kids have to go back to the reservation, and Roger says he'll see her in a couple weeks. Terry is getting arrested at the Milkovich home as Lip shows up. Mandy says he broke parole, failed the piss test, and Lip tells Mandy what happened to Fiona and Liam and tells her that Ian's back, but doesn't go into details about him at the club. Chucky's watching a porno as Carl comes home. Nobody's supervising him. He's just watching the porno, and he's how old? And he finds out what happened to Frank by Sammy, and there's no choice but to leave Fiona in jail. Carl sets the sweat lodge on fire. I'm not exactly sure why he did that. Maybe some of you know. Lip got his essay back from his college dorm mate as he brought the book and stuff to him at the hospital. He actually got a B+, so he's improving. Not A yet, but a B+. All of a sudden, Fiona has made bail. What seemed like an insurmountable number, she's made bail. It was Mike. What a nice guy. Actually, Carl called him and said he didn't know any other rich people. So Mike is going to give Fiona a ride home, but wants her to mail him the check for the bond, as he really doesn't want to see her again. Which, that's cold, but he's right in the fact that, you know what, I'm done with you. Mike was a very underrated character. I can't remember if we see Mike again in this season, but I underrated Mike the first time I watched this show. Sheila really misses all the company at her house, so she ends up packing a suitcase and decides to take a trip. She's going to go to the Menominee Reservation to go see Roger. And she actually called Debbie and said that she'll pay her to water her plants. And then everybody's at the hospital as Liam is released, and he seems okay. Everybody's happy that he's going to be okay. Frank's there, although he's kind of in a out of it state. And then Mike ends up dropping Fiona off. They don't talk yet. She just gets out of the car and he drives away. And then I put, damn, Mike was a solid character. Underrated him during my first watch of the show, which I just said. And nobody's home when Fiona goes in the house. She's upset that nobody's around she feels alone. She feels kind of lonely, and that's what happens. She is having a hard time, and that's what ends the episode. No mid-credits or end-credits scene. So, pretty good stuff here. Solid stuff from Fiona. She was really broken in this episode, and this is kind of like, okay, she's broken, and this is her getting back to, like, good Fiona standing. So, she's the female character of the episode. My score of the episode is going to be a 9.0 out of 10. And then the male character of the episode, I wanted to give it to Lip, but I'm actually going to give it to Mike, because the guy bailed Fiona out, took her home. I mean, he didn't have to do that, but he did it, and he's a good guy. Even though he doesn't get a lot of time in the episode, I'm giving it to Mike, because I think this is the last time we see Mike, but I could be wrong on that. So, you've heard what I have to say. Now, of course, it's your turn. If you're a fan of Shameless and want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, make sure that you Hulk smash that like button, share this video with a friend, put this video on any one of your social media platforms. Don't forget to sound off in the comment section about what your thoughts are on this episode of Shameless. What would you score the episode? It's a pretty solid one. Who would be your male and female character of the episode? Click right here for my Shameless series finale rant video. Yes, I've seen every episode of Shameless. If you have too and you want to hear me complain about the finale, go ahead and click that. And then last but certainly not least, don't forget to hit that sub button. Subscribe to the channel. You're watching the video anyway. Join the team, show your damn support, and be a part of something special. And JDev will return.